Hi, Terry. I can always count on you to be here. You are always here, Terry. That's great. I always wonder, like, what does it take for someone for us to really commit? For me, I teach, so it's like, okay, I have to be there. But for those that come, like Beth always comes, you come. So yeah, I mean, I think that's awesome. And Terry, like today before I came to class, as I was preparing, like in all the ways I prepare, I just said to myself, like, wow, how lucky am I that I get to do this right now, that I'm going to work on strength. And today, hip and pelvic strength. And today, the class that I have planned is really a strong class. So it's going to be really great. And so I am happy that you're here. I don't know if anyone else is. It looks right now that you might be the only one, which is a private session. Anything in particular that's happening, I'd love to hear from you. And then a lot of people watch this recorded. So if you're watching it recorded, hello. Good for you for doing this. Two things you need to do for your bones. You need to absorb the nutrients that build bones, and you need to stress them out every day effectively. This is definitely one of the ways you're going to do that, right? Doing practicing yoga. I think it's definitely the best. Terry, anything in particular? The title for today is pelvic and hip strength. So want to make sure that, and what happened is too, I think that our email didn't go out today that has the link. So I think that's the easiest way for people. And then the other way is a little bit more challenging. Pelvic floor work. Oh, you are? Okay, great. I'd love to know how that goes. She's one of my really good friends, and I'd like to know how that goes for you. Okay, so let's be in touch and email me about that because I do promote her work and I want to continue to do so. So I'd love to hear your feedback on that. All right, any questions or anything you'd like to ask before we get started? Once I go over there, it's a little bit too challenging for me to see. Okay, perfect. Great. Okay. Today, we're going to focus on hip and pelvic strength. And that seems to be a recurring topic that I choose, and mostly because this is an area we really need to focus on. And I'm actually going to get a DEXA in the next month or two. And, I kind of honestly take a DEXA with a grain of salt when I get it because there's a lot that's unreliable. Last time I had my DEXA scan, she put my legs up on a block. That had never happened before. So it's going to be interesting to see if this technician does it this time. And then at least I'll have this one and next one to compare. And that's part of the problem is who's doing it, what's the machine. I do go to the same place and I'm in that same room every single time I go, maybe for the last 4 DEXAs that I've had. And it's going to be interesting this time to see because that was the first time my legs were elevated on a block or a whatever you call it. Anyway, so, all right. Hip and pelvic strength. For today, I'd like you to have some props. I'm going to use a chair for today. When we do pelvic and hip strength, some of the postures we do have a little bit more balance challenge in them. That's why having a chair or a wall can come in really handy. So gather your props, a blanket, a block, a strap, and then a chair and a wall if you need that. So we're actually going to begin with the chair. We're going to elevate our legs. We're going to start by relaxing the pelvis, allowing the hip joint to sink nice and deep in the socket. That'll relax the pelvis, a lot of the muscles, ligaments in the pelvic area. Also relaxes the lumbar spine. And so that's an important thing as well. When we are focusing on our hips, we want to be as open, as relaxed as possible so that we can bring in some of the stronger postures to create that strength in our body. So get your chair, get your blanket on the ground, and then come down. When you come down, make sure you're moving safely for your bones. That means bending at the hip joint, bringing yourself down onto the ground. And then the legs go on the chair. The important thing here is that you move close enough to the chair so that the back of your thighs touches the chair. And then you put the blanket behind your head. So starting with that mind-body connection, the breath is the connector between the two. And bringing yourself to right here, right now. So noticing first what is external to you, what is in your view, what, with the eyes closed, what do you feel or sense around you? So just take in your space that you exist in, let it feel safe. Lift your head, lengthen your neck, tuck your chin towards your chest. Let's do a little to take any tension out of the neck area. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let your head roll in one direction. Inhale back up to center. And exhale, let your head roll in the other direction. And inhale back up to center. Exhale into the stretch. Inhale back to neutral. And exhale into the stretch. Continue at your pace, exhaling into the stretch and inhaling back up to center. Go slow. Close your eyes, feel your head doing what it's doing. And then bring yourself back to center. Breathe in through your nose down to your belly. Feel the belly rise and fall. It may take a couple of breaths for you to actually get that sensation of the belly moving. Breathe down to your belly. Feel it rise and fall. And then take a couple more breaths, breathe into your belly, letting your pelvis relax. Let your legs be heavy. See if you could turn off any muscular action in the legs. Bring your awareness to your legs. Let that femur bone sink deep in the sockets. Let there be a heaviness at the back of the pelvis. Relax the pelvis, let the hip sink to the back of the socket. And let it soften, let it relax. Couple more breaths down to your belly. And then go ahead and release. Let your breath go back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And then go ahead and open your eyes. Blink them open gently. So I'd like to do a little here with the chair. You're going to need to move away from the chair. So the chair would be ideal. If you don't have a chair, you could do a bolster so that you have a little bit of an elevation of your legs. Starting to warm up the glutes, the hamstrings. It's pretty challenging when you have your feet elevated like this. I want to show you this here in the chair because as you take care of your body, your bones, your pelvis for the rest of your life, doing the elevated feet on a surface, whether it's a chair, an ottoman, or a sofa, Could be a really great way to keep your lower body strong. It keeps the glutes strong, the hamstrings strong. We're going to bring blood to those areas, and when we do, then we could stay safe while we're doing our movements. So the heels are pressing into the chair. I want you to pull the toes towards you. Put your hands alongside your body. Let's begin by tilting the pelvis backward. That's going to warm up the core, warm up the pelvis. Inhale to soften. As you exhale, tilt your pelvis back, pull your pubic bone up towards your low ribs. And a really good awareness piece for this is inhale to relax. As you exhale, imagine that you're zippering up a tight pair of jeans. You need to pull your belly away from that zipper. Pelvis tilts back, low back flattens into the ground. And then inhale to come back towards the tailbone. Exhale, tilt your pelvis back. Dig the heels in, pull the toes towards you. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, tilt your pelvis back, flatten your low back, and then inhale back to neutral. Tilt your pelvis back, exhale, flatten your low back into the ground. Inhale back to neutral. One more, warming up, rocking the pelvis, warming up the back muscles, the lower spine, and getting your legs nice and warm. Now come back to neutral. Let your toes just move back and forth. Moving your feet, letting your legs just relax here. And then take your arms down alongside your body. Come back to the bent knees and bent ankle joint. Pulling the toes towards you, dig the heels into the chair. Arms are down alongside the body. Now your legs are hip distance. You want to make sure your knees stay stationary. Don't let them go in towards each other. Don't let them go out. So there's some stabilizing components to this as well. Take an inhale. As you exhale, push your heels into the chair. Lift your pelvis off the floor just a little. You're going to feel a lot of work in those back body muscles. Then bring yourself back down on the inhale. Exhale to rise. Inhale, lower. Exhale, rise. Inhale, lower. Two more. Exhale to rise. Inhale to lower. And then one more. And then bring yourself down. Go ahead and relax your feet. Really intense when you lift your body up like this, when you push down and you use the pushing muscles of the back body to lift up. So I like to take a break. I like to come onto the ground, raise my legs up on an ottoman or in a sofa, and push my heels in and lift my buttocks up off the floor, or push my buttocks up off the floor. Lots and lots of work there in the back of the body. And then let's do a couple of more of these to do single legs. So walk your feet back towards each other so you're a little bit closer here. Tilt your pelvis back, inhale. As you exhale, bring yourself up and then lift the leg up and tap the leg down. Any leg, up and down, so that you're stabilizing with that single leg. 5 of these. Let's go to the other side. First, establish the contact with both legs and then lift up and down. One more. Bring your legs down, both of them, and then bring your whole body down and draw your legs into your chest. You're going to feel a lot of work on the hamstring muscle group, on the glutes. That is a very powerful way to keep the lower body strong. A lot of pelvic and leg work. Come onto your side. Push yourself up to seated. And then clear your space. Take your chair off to the side. So let's come down on the work. Let's come down on the ground and do more glute and pelvic work. Bring yourself down onto your mat. We're going to come all the way down to establish the base and then work from there. When you are doing pelvic work and glute work, we want to make sure that you have that awareness of core stabilization. That'll help to protect the low back, because usually when we're doing the lower body work, we're bending, we're loading, and we want to make sure we're safe. Otherwise, if we don't keep ourselves safe or very aware, it could go into the low back. So let's do some pelvic floor and core awareness. Bring yourself onto your glutes and go back and forth side to side. So feel the pelvis moving side to side. Then you're gonna walk your feet back. We're actually gonna start balancing on the base of the spine in a Navasana boat pose, warming up those core muscles, lifting your elbows, pulling the knees towards your chest towards your knees. Now you want your hip flexors and core to do the work. So if you can take your hands off, pulling your chest to your knees to your chest, and then look forward and up. Really lift your chest here with the muscles in the body. Contract your core like you're zippering up a tight pair of jeans. You could flex your feet to get a little bit more action in the feet. Zipper up those tight pair of jeans. Push the belly button back towards the back spine. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself down and out of that. Take a break here. Sit nice and tall. Make sure you're not slouching. This is a great opportunity to notice what it feels like to keep your spine nice and long and to sit really tall. Take one more breath. And then let's bring ourselves down. So tilt your pelvis back, roll through the tailbone, through the sacrum, and then come all the way down onto the ground. Blanket is underneath your head, and then bend your knees, let your arms go down alongside your body. So let's warm up our core, do some core work, and get our awareness of the pelvic floor. So close your eyes, and then I want you to bring your awareness back to where you would have a bowel movement, as if you were stopping a bowel movement. That's an anal sphincter muscle. Feel like you're stopping a bowel movement. And with your eyes closed, I want you to feel inside your body that muscular action. If someone were standing above you watching, they would see no movement whatsoever. It's deep inside your body and you feel it. Now come to the front of your body where you would stop the flow of urine. And using that sphincter muscle at the front of your body, closing your eyes, feeling that, stop the flow of urine, or feel like you're stopping the flow of urine. And then distinguish the difference between the front of the body where you would stop the flow of urine, the back of the body where you would stop a bowel movement, and bring your awareness to the point in between. That is where we're going to bring our awareness for pelvic floor activation. So where the urination and the bowel movement, that's the front and the back, that's where two parts of the pelvic floor muscles attach to the bones right there. And then side to side, we have two more attachment points. So I want you to visualize that the base of your body is a blueberry. And I want you to bring your awareness to that blueberry as you gently move the front and the back muscles to hold on to the blueberry and the side to side muscles to hold on to the blueberry. And not too hard. It is like a blueberry. You don't want to squish it. So enough to draw your awareness to center to hold, and take an inhale to relax. Again, draw your front and your back and your side to center, the very center part of your body, and then relax. One more time, I want you to feel that happening. And then relax. Take an inhale. Now, as you gather your muscles to hold on to the blueberry, on your whole exhale, push the blueberry up, 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 up to the lower ribs. And then inhale, soften and release all of that. Exhale, gather to center and push the blueberry up, 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 up. And then release all of that. Exhale to center, push up. Inhale to release. One more. You're going to gather that blueberry on the exhale and push up, up, up to the lower ribs. Now relax. Let's add movement. Inhale. As you exhale, grab hold of that blueberry and then push up and tilt your pelvis down or back, pushing your low back towards the ground, flattening the belly towards the low back, flattening the low back into the ground. Feel the pressure of the lower ribs, and then inhale, feel the low back moving away from the floor, coming back to neutral on your inhale. Exhale to center blueberry, push the blueberry up, flatten the low back into the floor, and inhale to release. Exhale, grab that blueberry, push the blueberry up on the exhale, flatten the low back, tilt the pelvis back, feel the pressure in the ground. Inhale to release. One more. Grab the blueberry, push up, 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 flatten the low back into the floor, and then bring yourself to neutral. Keep your eyes closed, couple of breaths here, feeling and noticing what you notice. Now that's pelvic floor, the blueberry down at the bottom. And then when we push up, we're activating the core muscles to posterior tilt the pelvis back, which protects the low back and turns on the support of the core muscles here. So let's challenge that now with some weight and using that. So grab your block, bring your block in between your knees and walk your feet together so they're block distance. Take your hands behind your head. Elbows are out to the side. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, start to hold on to the blueberry. Start to zipper up a tight pair of jeans, pushing your belly button towards your spine. Push the blueberry up towards the lower ribs and lift your upper body off the floor, nose to the sky, elbows out to the side, and then slowly lower down with the inhale. Exhale, blueberry, push the blueberry up, zipper up tight jeans, suck the tummy away from the zipper, flatten the low back into the floor. Feel the pressure of the back of the body pressing in. Inhale to lower. Go slow. Exhale to rise. Inhale to lower. Exhale to contract. Hold on to that blueberry. Push it up. Flatten the low back. Inhale to lower. Squeeze the block. Squeeze the blueberry. Push it up. Flatten the low back. Lift the upper body up. Nose up towards the sky. Elbows out towards the side. Inhale to lower. Exhale to rise. Inhale to lower. One more. On the exhale, squeeze the block, squeeze the blueberry, push it up, flatten the low back, stay up here. Squeeze the block, hold on to that blueberry, you're pushing it up. Sip in your inhales when you're up here and reactivate that strength on the exhale with your muscles. Sip in the breath on the inhale, activate the exhale. One more. And then bring yourself all the way down. Take your hands away from your head. Soften the hold of the block. Leave it there if you can. Couple of breaths here. So the core, where the legs attach to the body, all the way to where the lower ribs are, activating that. When you tilt your pelvis back, we're activating core muscles to do that posterior pelvic tilt. So that's a good piece of awareness. We use this when we're doing some of the harder postures, and we want to protect our low back when we're loading down into our pelvis, loading down into our lower body. Let's do a little rotation to get our oblique muscles. So take the right leg in the air, you're squeezing the block, take your left hand on your thighs and take your right hand behind your head, right elbow out to the side. Flex the right foot, pull the right toes towards you, reach through that heel. Take the left hand on top of the thighs, inhale. As you exhale, activate your blueberry, flatten your low back, lift yourself up off the floor, and then rotate over so that the right elbow turns towards the left, and you slide your left hand up the left leg. Inhale to lower. Exhale, squeeze the blueberry, squeeze the block, lift yourself up and over. Inhale to lower. Exhale to rise, squeeze the blueberry, squeeze the block, flatten the low back. Exhale, block, blueberry, back, and then rotate. Block, blueberry, lower back. One more. Stay here. Little pulses. Pulse your fingers up to the knee, your elbow over to the left, flatten the left low back, flex that right foot, keep it active. And then go ahead, inhale to lower. Bring yourself out. Take a couple of breaths here to rest. Let's go to the other side. Take your left leg in the air. Take your right hand on your right thigh. Take your left hand behind your head, elbow out to the side. Inhale here. As you exhale, squeeze the block, activate the blueberry. Push the blueberry up towards your lower ribs. Flatten your low back, and then rotate your trunk. Left elbow over to the right. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift and to rotate. Inhale to lower. Exhale. Inhale. Block, blueberry, right low back, and rotate. Block, blueberry, right low back, rotate. And then one more. Keep that left foot active. Squeeze the block, squeeze the blueberry, flatten that right low back. Bring yourself into little pulses here. Right hand is reaching up the leg. Left elbow is reaching over to the right. Right side low back pressing into the ground. And then inhale to rest. Come out, take the block to the side, bring your knees into your chest, flatten your low back into the ground, rock side to side. And then put your feet on the ground. Take a few breaths here. So we're going to come into a bridge pose, pushing away from the ground. We're going to do the bridge with the block between the legs and the feet more in a neutral position, not too close to the body. So the bridge, there's many different ways to do it. If your feet are a little bit farther away from the body, you're going to be more pelvic focused, more lower body focused when you're doing the bridge. If you walk your feet closer to your body and you get more bend in your spine, then you're doing more spinal work. You're still going to do spinal work when you're doing the lower part, but having the legs a little bit away from the body keeps this more in the lower part of the body. So take your block and put your block between your knees. This is also nice and stabilizing for the lumbar spine. It's a lot of work for the lumbar spine, for the pelvis, for the hips, and for the lower body. Take your blanket away from your head, or if you need a little bit of blanket, have it be on the smallest fold possible. The goal here is to keep the heart on the ground and to lift the lower body off the ground. So I want you to bend your elbows alongside your body. and keep them really close to your body. Push your elbows into the floor so you lift your rib cage up and you slide your shoulder blades towards each other. Lift your head and lengthen your neck. And then walk the feet away from the floor and then let them go where they go. Now walk your feet so that they're body distance. Tilt your pelvis back so your low back touches the ground, presses into the ground. Squeeze the block. Lift your head, lengthen your neck. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, push your feet into the floor, squeeze the block. Pelvis is tilted back. Push your pelvis up towards the sky and inhale to lower. Exhale, press the pelvis up towards the sky. Push the arms into the ground. Inhale to lower. Activate your core, your pelvic floor. When you push up, close your eyes so you feel what's happening in the low body. You're going to start to feel the heat of the muscles you're using. Lots of glute and hamstring, very protective of the hips and the pelvis. Squeeze the block, press your pelvis up towards the sky. And then one more, you're going to press your arms into the floor, squeeze the glutes, and lift yourself up. Little pulses here, little tiny pulses. Close your eyes, you'll feel the glutes, you'll feel the hamstrings. Push your arms into the ground. Feel that work in the back of your body. Bring your awareness there to the right where the legs attach to the body, right at the pelvic area. Feel that. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and bring yourself slowly down. Take the block out to the side. Bring the blanket back behind your head and draw your knees into your chest. Now have your legs pretty wide so that the pelvis tilts back, the low back touches the ground. And then bring your feet up to face the sky. And your legs are wide here, and this will press the low back into the ground and relax the low back. And then go ahead. Put your feet on the floor, take a couple of breaths here. Hands on the belly, breathe to your hands. Now bring your knees into your chest. Come onto your side. From here, you're going to push yourself up. So get your blanket. Bring your blanket onto the mat. So putting our body in different positions, weight bearing in different positions is really beneficial to many components of joint health. And so if you need to do modifications because you have issues with your knees or issues with your wrists, then either fold your blanket up or fold your mat up, either blanket or mat, so that you have more cushion, or you can actually buy props that are extra cushion so that you can protect those areas. It's better to do things than to avoid things. So find a way to do them so that you can bring that movement and that strength into your joints especially. That's what's going to help you move more, do more, and that's what's going to help to create stronger muscles and stronger bones. So get your blanket ready. Let's come on to all fours, doing whatever it is you need. We're going to do some warm up for the hips. This is going to be glute work. Take your hands nice and wide. Let's do the right leg first. Make sure your knees are underneath your pelvis. Your hands are spread. Exhale. And inhale to lift your right leg out to the side. Keep your foot in alignment with your knee. That's your inhale. Exhale back. Inhale to lift straight out to the side as high as you can. Exhale back. Inhale. And then one more. Stay here, little pulses up. and then bring yourself down. Now you're going to flex your foot. You're going to inhale, lift your foot up towards the sky. Try to keep the sole so it be flat up towards the sky. And then tap down on the exhale. Inhale. Go slow. Go with breath. Exhale down. Inhale. And then exhale. We're doing 5 of each movement. Inhale, that's 4. And then 1 more. 5. Stay here, little presses up, 5 little presses. And then bring your leg down. We're going to do 5 circles. Inhale, forward, up, out, as high as you can, back and around. Inhale. Keep your arms straight when you do this. Strong hips, mobile hips, fall and fracture prevention. 1 more. Bring your leg down. The slower you do this, the more intense it is. Take your leg long, touch your toenails down. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, squeeze the glute, activate the glute to get this to happen. Lower. 2 more. 1 more. Stay here. Inhale and exhale back to straight. Two more. 1 more. And then go ahead and bring yourself down. Take your legs wide. Let's come into puppy dog. This is a safe place, a safe way to stretch the spine if you have osteoporosis. The hands are wide. You push the buttocks back. Take the hands wide. If you could let the forehead touch the floor, let the forehead touch the floor with straight arms. If you need to put a block behind your forehead, you could do that. The bend is in the hip, not in the spine. You're going to feel this in the chest, maybe underneath the arms. Push the heart towards the ground. Spread the fingers. Deep breath here, mouth closed. Breathe in and out through your nose. One more breath. Bring yourself up. Let's come to the other side, glute and pelvis. Take your hands wide. Take your knees right underneath the hips. Inhale, lift your leg out to the side. Keep the knee and the foot the same level. Inhale, exhale. Make sure the foot is leading the way, not just hanging out. Stay there, and little pulses. Bring yourself down. You're going to kick your foot up towards the sky. Inhale, exhale. Keep your head forward. Don't let your head hang. 1 more, and then little pulses. Bring yourself down. We're going to do the circle. Bring your knee in, bring it up, bring it out, back, and around. The biggest circle possible with the kneecap. Bring yourself back to neutral. Take your leg long, tap it down. Inhale to lift, exhale, tap down. Inhale. Keep your head active. One more. Now you're going to inhale in, exhale straight. One more. And then go ahead and bring yourself down. Take your legs wide. Take your hands wide. Thumbs on the mat. Fingers are off. And then push your body back so you bring your forehead to touch the mat. Keep the tushy in the air. Bend the hips. This is puppy dog. It's a safe way to stretch your spine with osteoporosis. Keep the arms straight. Feel that stretch underneath the arms, the chest. Deep breaths, mouth closed. One more breath. And then bring yourself up. Take a break, close your eyes. Lots of glute work, lots of hip joint work, lots of hip stabilization. Close your eyes, sit in whatever feels comfortable for you. Let your awareness go down to the hips, noticing what you just did and noticing how you feel. And then go ahead and blink your eyes open. So we're going to come to a plank posture. Plank is a great way to strengthen the front of the hip joint. So do whatever is appropriate for you. You could do full plank, working your way up to a full plank, maybe coming from a modification. I'll bring us from a modification today slowly into a full plank. Maybe you could stay in that full plank or you stay in the modification of plank. So do what's appropriate for you. So bringing yourself onto all fours, and then take your hands forward. Take your hands forward so that your pelvis has to move forward and flatten your toenails towards the ground. So this here is a modification of plank. I want you to flip your toes under. Can you lift the right knee off the floor, push through the heel, and then bring the knee back down? Bring the left knee off, push through the heel. You're going to feel that stretch in your calf. Bring yourself down. Gaze is forward. Push through the heel. And then there. Now you want to activate come back to neutral. We're going to activate our pelvic floor. So grab a blueberry in the middle of your body, down at the very base of your body, and then push it up towards the low ribs and push the low back up towards the sky. Gaze is forward. Inhale to take the right knee off and bring the right knee down. And then inhale to bring the left knee off and bring the knee down. Now, if you'd like to stay with both knees moving or bring yourself all the way up, bringing both knees off the floor, pushing through the fingertips of the right hand, all of them. And then the same thing with the left. Really push the fingertips into the floor. Push away from the floor. Push through the heel, bending the toes. Zipper up your core, push your belly button up towards your spine, flatten the low back up towards the sky. Deep breaths here. Push away from the floor with your feet, push away with your hands. If your knees are on the floor, push your shins into the floor, push your hands into the floor. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and bend your knees. Bring yourself into a rest. Calming your breath, bringing your breath closer to a natural pace. Sit nice and tall in whatever position you're choosing to rest in. Mouth closed, breathe in and out through your nose. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to come to standing. So let's come to the side. Take your hands really wide and your knees wide. And your feet are wide. Bend your toes. Look through your legs so you don't see your feet. Make sure your feet are not close together. You want them really, really wide and your toes are bent. And then push yourself back. Bring yourself forward. Keep your eyes forward. We're loading into the hip joint. Moving back. Keep your head forward, your gaze forward. And on the next one, you're going to lift your tushy up to the sky and your knees up off the floor. And then stretching the calves, push one foot at a time towards the ground. Spread the fingers. Really push your hands to push your body back. And then push both heels towards the ground. Bend the knees, walk your feet. Walk your hands to your feet. And then when you get here, your feet will go flat onto the ground. Bring your hands on top of your thighs, lower your buttocks, and then your gaze is forward. Bring yourself slowly, slowly up to standing, and then come all the way up. So clear your space. So when we do weight bearing standing, we're using our own body weight. And we know that weight bearing actually creates more pressure, more forces to the muscles to strengthen the muscles, which in turn strengthens the bones. So we're going to use the stress of standing and movement and pulling and pushing on our bones in the standing part of the practice of yoga to create the stress that stresses the muscles and bones out to get stronger for you. So you're going to need a chair for this, and a block and a strap. So get those props, have them nearby, and let's get ready to do some of the standing part of the practice. So in order to be really effective when we're standing, we need our feet to be nice and limber. So if you need to balance, you could be near the chair for this. You're going to bend your toes to get your feet warmed up. Try to not let your body be moving, but let the lower body move, moving the feet. And then flip the toes under, push the foot forward. Feel that stretch coming into the top of your foot. And then the sides, you're going to lift your arches off the floor, coming onto the side. Feel that stretch on the sides. Bring your feet back onto the ground, and then lift up and out to the side. And then down one more. And then shake your leg, shake your foot. So the first thing we'll do is we'll sit in the chair. So come to sit in the chair, and I'd like you to sit with a wide-legged stance. Now, we do not stretch our legs that often. And what happens as we age when we're not doing movements that have our legs in this position, we get tight on our adductor muscles. These muscles attach onto the pelvis, and then they attach onto the inner knee. So they have a big role in hip joint health, pelvic position, and in knee health as well. So keeping these muscles lengthened and strong. So sitting like this with a wide stance, so your knees are not here in the chair. You go wider, wider, wider. The wider you go, depending on what's going on with your adductor muscles, you want to have flexibility here. So if this is something that's feeling really tight for you now, you do this more often. You could go against a wall and let your legs spread open against a wall. That feels safe and allows you to get that stretch in here. And then we're going to do a little challenge here. We're going to do goddess. This is the goddess posture, and we're really deep here in this hip. So it's actually going to be quite a bit of strength work. So before we do that, I want you to come forward with your body with a flat back. Bring yourself up and bring yourself forward. And keep the heel of the hand on your thighs, elbows out to the side. Bring yourself forward and back. You're going to feel that action in the hips as you flex forward, bending in your hip. Some of those glute muscles are active here. So do this coming forward and back. And then one more. And then bring yourself up. Now the leg position when we do goddess, for many having a wider stance feels a little bit more comfortable. So with that, we're gonna explore that here. So I want you to come forward just a little and then push into the chair and see if you could lift up and then bring yourself down and bring yourself back up. So bring yourself forward, push down and bring yourself up. Forward and bring yourself up. Bring yourself back to neutral. Can you just go up without going forward? So see if that's manageable for you. And then the other thing you want to do is keep your knees pushing to the side. Don't let your knees collapse inward. See if you're able to go straight up without bringing that forward movement. And if you need that forward movement, do that. And then bring yourself up and hold wherever you are. If your body is forward, push your body back up. Bring your arms out to the side. And if you can, bring your arms up into that 90-degree angle. Squeeze your buttocks and push your tailbone down towards the ground. If you could go lower, even if your legs are grazing the chair. Push your knees out. This is goddess. Lift your heart, lengthen your spine. Push your torso back. Look across the room 2/3 of the way up the wall. Strengthening those legs, strengthening where those legs attach in at the pelvic area. Strengthening that pelvis, pushing your legs deeper in the sockets of the pelvis. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself down. Bring your legs forward, sit back all the way in the chair, close your eyes. Heart rate accelerated means you're using more muscles. Deep breaths here. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and blink your eyes open. So we're going to do chair pose. And chair pose, you'll need a block and a strap. So get your block and your strap. And we're going to do this from a chair. So get your chair and sit on your chair at the front edge of your chair. Take your block and bring your block between your knees. And then your feet, your toes are pointing forward. Your feet come closer to the chair than your knee joint. So walk your feet back. Your knees are pointing forward. Your feet are pointing forward. And we're going to take the strap and we're going to hold the strap pretty wide here. So I want you to bend forward at your hip joint, keeping your gaze up, keeping your hands lifted. You inhale forward, exhale back. Let this be at the hip joint. Squeeze the block when you come forward and then bring yourself back. On the next one, you're going to come forward, lift your tushy up, let your tushy go down and bring yourself back. Forward, tushy up, squeeze that block. So really keeping that stability in your hips when you move, keeping your pelvis functioning, your knees forward, not letting anything happen here. You've got the block between. And then the next one, we're going to come forward, lift your tushy up, lift your arms up, and then look down, push your knees back so you see your entire top foot, and then lift your toes off the floor. Now, squeeze the buttocks, pull the tailbone down, activate the pelvic floor, so hold on to a blueberry at the base of your body. Push the blueberry up towards the lower ribs to help protect the low back in this deep hip flexion posture, chair pose. If you could go lower in your hips, go lower in your hips. Push your knees back. Take one more breath. Now you're going to relax your hands, push your body back, bend slowly, squeeze your block, and bring yourself back onto the chair. Take the block and the strap off to the side, and then bring yourself back in the chair, one buttock at a time, to sit at the very, very back of the chair. Close your eyes, catch your breath. When the heart rate is accelerated, you're using more muscles. So feel that. Feel all those muscles you're using when you're doing your chair. Deep breaths. Take one more breath. And then open your eyes. So let's clear the space. So get your chair, and then whenever you use a chair, you always want to make sure you have at least two of the legs on the chair. Two of the legs of the chair on the mat. So whenever you use, let me say it again. When you're using a chair on the mat, we want to make sure the chair doesn't slide away. So one of the most important things is you either have all four legs of the chair on the mat, or at a very minimum, you have two of the legs of the chair on the mat, so that if you do push on the chair, it's not going to slide away from you. You also want to make sure that you have a mat that's sticky to the floor. Those thicker mats that are used for Pilates are like banana peels. When they're on the floor, they're super slippery and they can slip out from under you. So when you do standing work and you're going to start to use pressure with your feet on the ground, because the standing postures begin in the feet. So strong feet, strong ankles for fall and fracture prevention, and that communication up the body when you're doing the postures to keep them safe and to maximize the effort you put into the postures when you're standing. When we use a chair, we actually get to go lower and deeper. And the lower and the deeper and the more you bend your joints, the more pressure you're putting into your muscles and your bones. So get a chair, put it in front of you, and practice with a chair in front of you when you're doing some of the postures so you can go deeper and apply more forces. So let's do Warrior 2 with a chair. So have the chair in front of you, take your legs wide. This will also allow you to go wider, and the wider you go, the deeper you're going to go in your hips. You're going to create more forces. So let's go to the left. Push the left heel into the floor, lift the left toes up. Keep that left leg straight as you slowly swivel your left foot to the left. Then pick the right heel up and move the right heel away. Now bring your awareness to the right foot. We're going to push away from the right foot using our pushing muscles and allowing that left leg to bend. So look down at your right foot. Your right toes are angled in. Push to the pinky toe edge. Activate that arch. And then look over to the left. As you push away from the right, hands on the chair, you load into the left hip, bending that hip joint. The knee pushes to the left. Don't let the knee cave in, and then bring yourself up. Push away from the right to load into the left. And then one more time, we're going to stay here. Push away from the right to load into the left. Knee to the side. Shoulders are forward, up, back, and they're down. And then raise your arms with your muscles. Push away from the right, look back at the right. If you need to touch the chair is there for balance. Push that right foot away from you to the right, and then push that left foot forward. Arms are out to the side, push the shoulders away from your ears, slide the shoulder blades towards each other, and lift your heart. Now activate your pelvic floor, so grab a blueberry at the base of your body, push it up towards your lower ribs, and try to flatten the low back towards the wall behind you to protect the low back. Go deeper if you can by pushing away from the right side, bending that left hip a little bit more, loading down into that pelvis to create a lot of force for that pelvis, for those legs, the muscles, the bones. Lift your heart, lengthen your spine, take one more breath, and then bring yourself out. Now both feet, the toes point forward. You're going to come to the right side, lift the right toes, swivel the right foot away from you, and lift the left heel. Keep the legs straight as you move the left heel away. Look at the left side of your body, the left foot, pinky toe edge, grab the floor with your toes, lift and activate that arch. And then inhale, push away from the left leg to bend the right leg. Keep the right knee moving to the right, loading into that right hip, loading into those leg muscles. Push away from left to move your body into the right. And then one more, push away from the left to load into the right. Go as deep as you can in that right leg. Shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Arms lift up with muscles. Reach long in your arms. Push the shoulders away from the ears. Slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Push the left leg to the left and the right foot forward. Keep your mouth closed. Breathe in through your nose. Bring your awareness to your pelvic floor, to the blueberry. Hold on to the blueberry. Push the blueberry up towards the lower ribs. Try to flatten the low back towards the wall behind you, protecting your low back in this warrior two. Push away from the left, push forward with the right, load down into the joints, into that pelvis, into the muscles of that pelvic area. Long spine, lifted spine. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself up, bring yourself out. Come to rest in Tadasana Mountain. So come to stand in the Tadasana Mountain. Lift your toes, spread your toes. Hands are down alongside your body. Feel equal in your feet here. So keep equalizing the body weight in the feet. If you could close your eyes, close your eyes. Keep your mouth closed and breathe in and out through your nose. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and open your eyes. So this next movement I'm going to do is more mobility. So we can either statically hold a posture and stay in that posture, or we could be moving in and out. So we're going to do a little movement now that's going to focus on the glute area in the pelvis. So really getting a lot of power here. Our glutes are big power back body muscles, really important for fall and fracture prevention, for posture. So we're going to work the glutes here. So the chair comes to the front part of your mat, the top part of your mat. And then when you hold onto your chair, you're not grabbing your chair, you're pushing down to your chair. So you activate some of those stabilizing muscles in your body. Now bring your feet hip distance. Take the right foot slightly forward and the left foot pretty far back. And you've got your chair here. So you're going to, at first, you're going to lift the left leg up and down, left foot up and down. So you bring your body weight forward, you're loading into that right glute, right hamstring. Push the right knee to the right. Don't let the right leg cave in. You want to be bending the leg to sit back into that glute and then coming forward. Bending and coming forward. Now you're going to come forward into that leg and lift the leg up. Try to kick your heel to your tushy. Push down on the chair. Take your hands up. You're not leaning on the chair. You have all of the weight in that right leg, working that right glute. You should feel the burning. Push down. And then one more. And then bring yourself out, bring yourself down. You should feel a lot of work there in the glute. Moving back and forth, loading and unloading from that glute. Take your hands on the chair. Start with your feet together. Take your left leg forward. Take your right foot back and push down on that chair. You're gonna lift the right leg up, come forward into that left leg. Push the left knee to the left when you do this. So you go down and you're not really using your hands too much. Your hands are helping you, but you're not leaning on those hands. I want you to come forward into that left leg. Loading in and moving back. Weight goes back. Now you're going to kick your buttocks and back. And again, not too much weight on the hands. Push the left knee to the left. Two more. And then bring yourself all the way out. Come to stand in a mountain to rest. Bring your toes up, spread your toes, take your hands down along your side. Feel the ball of the foot, feel the toes. Feel the pinky toe edges, feel the heels. Push your top thighs back, hands down alongside your body, long spine here. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and relax. So let's do tree posture. Let's do tree posture. Tree posture focuses on a lot of different areas. First, we're standing on a single leg, so you have that femur bone pressing into the pelvic bone. So you've got that pressure of that. You've got communication and balance, and that brings in the challenge of the posture when you're balancing. So creating joint stability, coordination, strength, pelvic strength, bone, and muscle. So have a chair if you need a chair, whatever side you're going to go to, have the chair there. Let's start with the left side. So if you're using a chair, take it over to the left. And then we come from a mountain position. So lift your toes up, spread your toes, put your toes back down on the ground. Take your arms alongside your body. Now push your elbows back so you get more narrow across the top. Then push yourself over to your left side. Bend your right knee out to the side. And then let's bring the right foot onto the left leg and push that right heel into the left leg bone. And then have that right knee pushing out to the right as much as you can. So you're standing on top of your left foot with your right foot, and you're pushing your right knee to the side. Your elbows are pushing back. This may help you with the balance. And there's a lot of movement in that left foot because we're a little bit more midline here. And you're not getting that counterbalance of the right foot pushing onto the inner lower leg bone. So you've got a lot more work here for the foot and the ankle of the left leg, the one we're standing on. So push away from the ground. If you can add a little bit of challenge to yourself, maybe you're ready for that, maybe not. You could move your arms up and in different places, forward, to the side, and back. And notice how that left foot has to work a little harder to figure out where you are. Make sure you're not dumping down into that hip. So push away and be as tall as you can be. Push the right leg to the right when you do this. And then go ahead and bring yourself out. Let's go to the other side. You bring your feet onto the floor, lift your toes. We're coming through mountain. And your hands are on your waist. Push back at nice and narrow. Push yourself onto the right. Bend the left knee to the side, and bring the left foot onto the top of the right. Push that left heel into the right lower leg, and really push the left knee to the side. Now on this side, what is your challenge? This may be enough. Bring your awareness to the right foot. Feel the ankle. A lot more ankle dancing here. If we put our foot and we push against that, we help with that ankle aspect, and now we're challenging the ankle and the foot a little bit more in this version of tree. You could add your arms, your hands, whatever feels appropriate for you. Make sure you're not dumping. Really lift out of that hip. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself out and down. Shake your legs. Come into Tadasana Mountain and notice what you notice in your body. Bring your awareness to your feet, to your ankles, to your knees, your hips, the right side, the left side, the glutes, the lumbar spine, your rib cage, your shoulders, your neck, your head, your arms. Take one more breath. So we're going to come down now into Shavasana, any variation that you would like. Shavasana is the posture of integration, allowing whatever you did to sink into a new memory of strength, of balance, of flexibility, wherever you are focusing and whatever. So bring yourself down onto the ground and give yourself the grace of Shavasana. Really important, don't miss this. And come down and allow that integration to occur. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Start to bring movement to your fingers, your toes, to your arms, your legs. Draw the knees into the chest, rocking side to side. Come all the way onto your side. And from here, all the way to seated. We'll close the practice with sound, bringing your hands together. Press your hands to your heart to your hands. Sit nice and tall. A gentle humming sound to settle your body, settle your mind, settle your pelvis, your hips, your pelvic floor. Take an exhale. Inhale deeply. Hands to forehead, bowing forward in namaste. All right, so you might be sore after this, ladies. I did something very similar in my Tuesday class this week, which was osteoporosis, bone health, yoga for osteoporosis, and I have been sore, and a lot of the women were. So hopefully that was good for you. Some pelvic strengthening work. We all need that. So I hope that was good. Beth, nice to see you here. We didn't get our email out today to let everybody get the link. So attendance is low today. If you're new to me, anyone here, because I know there's a couple people, challenging class. Yep, it was, right? Pelvis and hips. All right. Thanks so much for being here, ladies, live with me. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Ooh, I love that. Terry, that means you're getting strong. And that's how you notice, right? You notice that there's things you can do or can't do. And then you start to notice, hey, I'm doing all of this. So good for you. And that's because you show up, Terry, and you do it. So you build that strength. And that's what happens. I say Rome wasn't built in a day, and it was built. And so that's what's an important thing for us to realize. All right. Thanks for being here, ladies. And I'll see you next week. Bye.